If you are someone who's working or living in Singapore and wants to send Malaysian ringgit back to your family in Malaysia, CIMB would be the best choice as it has the best exchange rate and doesn't charge you any fees for remitting money back to Malaysia. They are literally guaranteeing you that they have the best exchange rate. Otherwise, they will refund the difference back to you. However, in order to use CIMB to send money back to Malaysia, you will need to have both a CIMB Singapore account and a CIMB Malaysia account. For the CIMB Singapore account, it's super easy because you can just apply online. But for the CIMB Malaysia account, it's a bit more troublesome because they will require you to either have a Malaysia NRIC or a Malaysia working pass in order to open an account, which is something that not everyone may have. So in this video, I will show you how you can easily open a CIMB account in Singapore without having a Malaysia NRIC or a Malaysia working pass. But before we begin, here are a few things that you need to prepare beforehand. 1. You need to have a CIMB Singapore account. If you don't have it, you can easily apply for one online. 2. You need to prepare 500 ringgit, which is about 150 Singapore dollars for the initial deposit. And finally, you need to prepare the documents depending on your nationality. For Singaporeans, you need to have your Singapore NRIC and passport. For Malaysians who have a Singapore PR, you need to have your Singapore NRIC and Malaysia NRIC. For other PRs who's not a Malaysian, Singapore NRIC and a passport. Or if you are a Malaysian who's living in Singapore, you need to prepare your Malaysia IC and the pass that you are using to stay in Singapore, like your employment pass, work permit, dependent pass or student pass. Otherwise, you need to prepare your passport and the pass that you are using to stay in Singapore. Once we have prepared this, we are ready to apply for a CIMB Malaysia account. To do that, we will need to head down to the nearest CIMB branch to apply. And by nearest CIMB branch, I'm talking about the one and only CIMB branch at Raffles Place. But don't just head down and join the queue like that, yeah. Even though many of you guys like to queue for stuff. Before you head down, just make an appointment first. To do that, head to the CIMB website. You will see some moving banners at the top. Keep clicking right until you see this banner, Best Exchange Rate from SGD to MYR. Click on Find Out More. Look for the chat box at the bottom right. Click on it, then type Book an Appointment. You will then be able to choose the dates that you want. Otherwise, you can click on Other Dates or Time. Then just let them know when you want to visit. My suggestion is choose the earliest slot to avoid waiting. Once you have booked an appointment, you will receive a confirmation email that looks something like this. So on that day, just head down to the CIMB branch. Make sure to bring all the necessary documents that I mentioned earlier, like your NRIC and passport. Alright, let me show you how to get there. You can take the train and head over to Raffles Place MRT. Once you get out, head towards exit A. Look for the CIMB Plaza that's located on your right. Head up the escalator and you will see the CIMB branch on your left. Let them know that you have an appointment and you are there to open the CIMB Malaysia account. As I was the first in line, the whole process was quite fast and it only took 20 minutes to complete. Once it's done, you will then need to wait for CIMB Malaysia to process your application, and that will take about 2 weeks to be processed.
2 weeks later,
you will receive an email from a courier service telling you that they are sending a parcel to you. In the parcel, you will get your CIMB Malaysia debit card plus instructions on how to activate your CIMB Malaysia account. The next step is to link your CIMB Malaysia account to your CIMB Singapore account. To do that, log in to your CIMB Singapore account. Look for Service Link My CIMB Malaysia account. Click on it. Choose the ID type that you use to register your CIMB Malaysia account. Enter in your ID and choose the country of issuance. Authenticate your transaction and the linkage will be processed within 3 business days. Once it's approved, you will receive an SMS telling you that your account has been linked. You will then need to transfer 500 ringgit to your CIMB Malaysia account. To do that, log in to your CIMB Singapore account. Look for CIMB Malaysia Transfer to my CIMB account. Click on it. Choose the account that you are sending from and the account that you are sending to. Choose RM, then enter in $500 for the amount. Then click Submit. Choose any purpose of payment. It doesn't really matter. For example, I will choose Current Transfer by Malaysian working overseas. Then click Confirm, and the money will be transferred immediately. Alright, we are almost done here, so hang in there. For the last step, you will need to activate our CIMB Malaysia account. So head over to CIMB Malaysia website, click on Register for Clicks, choose CIMB debit and credit card, then enter in your debit card number. You will find your ATM PIN that you got in an SMS sent by CIMB Malaysia. If you did not receive any ATM PIN, no worries. You can just contact CIMB Malaysia to request for a new PIN. Enter in the CAPTCHA text, agree to the terms and conditions that you are too lazy to read, click Next, fill up the info, then submit. And congratulations! You have activated your CIMB Malaysia account. Welcome to Malaysia! So that was a quick tutorial on how to open a CIMB Malaysia account from Singapore. Hopefully you found it useful. Like, share and subscribe as I'll be posting new videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.